Hi Scorpio, welcome. This is our weekly reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Inquiring for the week of August 26th through September 1st, 2016. Remember, it's a general reading, so see what feels right for you, Scorpio. See which signs, symbols, bells, whistles, energies, messages resonate for you and bring you clarity to what you're wondering, concerned, confused, inquiring, dreaming, and praying about. We're all children of God. We're all psychic. We're not all going through the same thing, so see what feels right for you. It could be one nugget that brings clarity to what you're wondering. It could be the whole reading. It could make sense later. In the end, always use your logic and your intuition together to make sound decisions that are based in love for the highest and greatest good of everyone involved in the situation and so on. So we're all uplifted in love. See how it feels for you. How you ride these energetic waves that come through here, Scorpio, is always up to you in the end. Is it your wave? Is it not your wave? Are you waiting for another wave? Preparing for the wave? Crashing into the wave? Riding the wave? It's always up to you in the end. I also want to mention, if you want to make this an interactive video with me and pull some cards for yourself, perhaps you'll get some further clarity or depth or personal signs or symbols to this reading that makes sense for you. All right, let's begin the reading, Scorpio. Let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, our higher self, angels and energies of love have for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Inquiring for August 26th through September 1st, 2016 for the highest, greatest good of all. One card to bring focus and clarity to our week, Scorpio. The snow leopard. So take some time out of your usual life and spend it in solitude, Scorpio. It's time for some alone time. I feel like some of you are writing. Maybe you need some time alone to find some inspiration, to write some stories, write a novel, write music, some poems. So maybe you just need to get out of some drama or take some time off. Maybe you're overworking yourself a little bit. It's different for everybody, but your answer is going to be found by yourself. You know, when you spend that time alone, perhaps inspiration comes when you're alone. I want to say go on a walk, you know. Perhaps conversations that you have with others this week make sense later, you know, when you're alone after some processing comes. I want to say when you're a little bit detached from the situation. Let's get more clarity for Scorpio. Let's go to the numerology cards. Let's pull a card for Scorpio for this week. More clarity to the snow leopard. When I see the snow leopard, I think of their big feet. And I also think of like a Maine Coon cat for some reason. So maybe some of you have a Maine Coon, but they have that little extra like fur on the tip of their ears, and their paws are a little bit bigger so that when they go through the snow, they're a little bit like snowshoes, and they get more surface, you know, so they don't go into the snow. I don't know why I said that or if that was important at all, Scorpio. So let's continue. I feel like, you know, perhaps you need to like put some padding on. You know, you're going to rough territory and need to prepare yourself. Maybe some of you are going camping or doing some camping when it's getting a little cold. You need to bundle up a little bit, bring something extra. You have change. So something's changing, Scorpio. Perhaps you're going to figure this out when you're on your own. It's a 5. I feel like the ocean is here when I look at this. Like it's a pool, like it's a water park, like it's salt water, it's the Caribbean. warmer weather. Perhaps you're moving from the snow to somewhere warmer, you know, or the other way around. Maybe you're thinking about the changes of season. Let's get another card. I'm going to go to the Wisdom of the Oracle, Scorpio. Let's pull a card from this deck for you. For us, for Scorpios. Alright, one card for Scorpio on the Snow Leopard. Taking time out, spending it in solitude. Some change. Perhaps you've been really busy, or you haven't had any alone time. You know, maybe you have children, and you know, you spent a lot of time with them over the summer, and now you're gonna, you know, maybe some of your kids are going back to school and you're gonna have some alone time. Maybe that's good, maybe that's weird. Maybe some of your kids are going to college and that seems weird, and that's a big change. It's okay. We all grow up. You know, it's okay to let go. Don't worry about it so much. Change can be good. Change can bring you things that are beautiful for you, you know. Let's pull another card for Scorpio. That one. And that's the Soulmates card, Scorpio. That's a nice card to come up. So soulmates, your soulmates are important people in your world, in our world. You know, it's not just your soulmate partner you're gonna spend the rest of your life with forever and you're meant to be together. It's not just that. It's like your sister, it's your brother. You know, it's that coworker that becomes your friend and sticks around, you know, through the ups and the downs with you. It's that friend you had from childhood that you haven't seen forever, and you call up and it's like no time passes by. You know, you just love each other. You have your own lessons, you had your own families and situations going on, but when you come back together, you know, there's pure love here. It's unconditional love here. It could be a brand new partnership for some of you. You know, it's a 41 that also brings you to a 5. So, can you see that? So it brings you change. So it's harmonious changes. It's good changes. It's, I want to say opposites coming together, you know, and working together here. It's love, it's friendship, it's companionship. It's, you know, having your boys, having your girls. I want to say chums. Maybe that's important for somebody. That's a funny word. It's somebody that brings personal growth to you, and you bring personal growth to them. You know, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you're going to bicker or, you know, have weird days, but then it's always okay. There's something stronger that bonds you to this person. So perhaps somebody's coming back in your life, an old friend. I feel like there's a lock and a key here. Something that needed to come together that makes it work when it comes together. Maybe a work partner, you know, somebody you work well with, Scorpio. Maybe this is a nice harmonious blessing of change. You know, maybe you had, I don't know, maybe you need to know what's good for you first and spend some time alone before this change comes, you know, to know what's right for you. Or understand the partnerships that you've had in the past, so you understand how to grow with your partnerships in the future. I'm going to go to the Art of Life Tarot. Let's pull a card from this deck for Scorpio. On soulmates, the Snow Leopard, change. The Seven of Wands. All right, so it's about playing your hand well, Scorpio. It's not the cards you get, it's how you play the game. You know, it's how you learn from the game. It's what you do after you win the game. Are you buying drinks and around for everyone else and, you know, having a good time with everyone? Or are you a sore loser, a sore winner in this game? You always have a chance. I just thought of the song Rack 'em Up by Johnny Lang. So I guess I'll put that below. Life is not a matter of holding good cards, but of playing a poor hand well. Robert Louis Stevenson. Stevenson. I also just thought of I can't think of her name, but I can see her in my head perfectly. I'll think of it and I'll put it below. Or I'll think of her. Why can't I think of her name? I'm not going to waste time on this, Scorpio. All right. The painting is The Card Players. Detail by Paul Cézanne, 1893 to 96, Musée d'Orsay, Paris, France. All right, I'm going to go to the, I have the Hanson Roberts deck. Let's pull a card from here for Scorpio. Get more clarity. Playing a poor hand well. It's also a 7, you know, so that brings like spiritual change, you know. It changes the filter of how you see things from the time before that game to the time after that game, depending on how you play. You know, perhaps you're out of the game in some cases. All right, let's see what we have for Scorpio. The Page of Swords. So this is the little knee-jerk. This is the little tornado that comes through and sometimes doesn't always think before they speak, before they act, but means well. I want to say don't kill the messenger here. This is a younger air energy, either in your chart or in your situation, in your life, in your environment. It doesn't have to be an air sign, but it could be an Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, or somebody with the traits that kind of rushes into something full force and leaves the dust to go in, but after they leave, change happens because it was stagnant before or nobody was speaking before, you know? It's that little kid that hears the conversation, you know, that his or her parents are having, or the conversation that the teachers were having, you know, in school, and then runs back to the lunchroom and tells all the kids what they heard. You know, perhaps they heard something truthful, but perhaps they weren't meant to hear it, you know. So it creates a ruckus. It creates a change. It creates something to happen. Usually this little guy or girl gets what he wants, because they rush in and they know they're going to get what they want. Perhaps they don't know exactly what they want in all situations, but usually their heart is in the right place. You know, they mean well. This could actually be a weird message that you get too. It could be that like, huh? Like harsh truth that just comes into your world, Scorpio. Maybe this is you, you know, saying this to somebody and just cutting it away, just telling it like it is, not really thinking about it. So perhaps you need to think about it first. Maybe this is your little warning here. Perhaps before you rush into something and say something you'll regret, you sit back and take a day off and sleep on that first, you know. Or perhaps before you judge this little guy here or are too harsh, you know, on them, you sleep on it and realize that they're coming from an okay place, or they have a perspective that was coming from, you know, somewhere you didn't see before. Let's get more clarity on the Page of Swords. Creating change. This could be you. This could be you. I would say if it's you, just breathe first. Don't rush into something, even if it's the truth, even if you know something that somebody else doesn't. Let's get more clarity for the week 4. Jennifer Tilly. Wow, that was a delay. That's who I was thinking of, except I could only see her in my head and hear her voice. I couldn't think of the name. All right, maybe that's meaningful to somebody. Ooh, divine guidance. So it's like the Hierophant. This is also a 5. It's also change. So Archangel Sandalphon is the search for the meaning in life. It's a big search, Scorpio. You know, consider an alternative approach. Surround yourself with wise teachers or friends. This could also be big corporations, marriage proposals, you know, getting involved in a union. But it's your choice what your rules are, what's good for you, what works for you, what, you know, what's holy to you, what's spiritual to you, what makes you grow as a person, as a human, as a soul.